What is going on, everybody? Hitmonchanning here, back again with other Pokemon trading card game online deck tech. Today we're taking a look at Kyurem VMAX. Now, if you're a little bit newer to the game, maybe you started playing during the Scarlet and Violet era, you're probably thinking, I've never seen this card in my life before, what does it do? But if you've been playing for a little bit now, since the Sword and Shield era, the beginning slash middle, I guess, more so the middle, you would actually recognize this card as having one of the most kind of insane, like, eras. Like, it got really good for some reason in one little bubble of time, and everybody was playing it, and then it just was never played again. Well, Kyurem VMAX is finally back today, thanks to Shrouded Fable. And for those of you that don't know what this card does, it's a VMAX Pokemon, don't have too many of those nowadays, and it is worth 3 prize cards, 330 big hit points, and it's got the Glaciated World ability, which lets you discard the top card of your deck, and if it's a water energy, you can attach it to one of your Pokemon. And its attack Max Frost does 120 plus 50 more damage for each water energy you discard from this Pokemon. So Max Frost can do essentially unlimited damage, and it's relatively easy to get going with Kyurem's ability. We also have a Palkia VSTAR line in here to help use that Star Portal ability to establish more attackers. We can also use Radiant Greninja for some draw and Moonlight Shuriken in this deck. And now you're probably thinking, okay, that just sounds like a normal water deck, but what from Shrouded Fable makes this good? Well, obviously the new Fezandipiti is a crazy good card, just allowing you to draw 3 if one of your Pokemon was knocked out last turn, but the actual star of the show here isn't even the Academy at Night, which you would think based off first glance, because you can stack your deck with any card in your hand, and then you could use Glaciated World, you stack a water energy, boom, it's attached to one of your Pokemon, and you can use multiple Glaciated Worlds in a turn. So that means you can do an Academy at Night, use Lost Vacuum to get rid of it, and play another one down if you've had one from last turn to get multiple Glaciated Worlds consistently. But the real star of the show here is the Powerglass tool card. Now you're probably thinking this card kind of sucks, but in decks like this it's very good, and I'm going to explain to you why. This is going to be a little bit of a strategy guide too for this deck, so stay tuned. I'm going to kind of explain how all these pieces work together. The Powerglass lets you attach a basic energy from your discard pile at the end of your turn if your Pokemon is in the active spot. This is after you attack. And now Kyurem VMAX, its attack gets rid of energies from your active Pokemon. So this is naturally a good fit to continuously accelerate your energies back into play, and chances are your opponent's not KOing Kyurem VMAX right away, so you're actually going to be able to get multiple uses of this, of one Kyurem with the Powerglass. And you could also, if your Kyurem survives, use a Professor Turo scenario to reset it, pick it up, because it gets rid of all the energy anyways, put your other Kyurem in the active spot, and then you can go from there. The other really cool thing you can do with this Powerglass combo is with Radiant Greninja, because Kyurem can actually power up Radiant Greninja. Obviously Palkia is more efficient, but Kyurem can effectively power it up too. You can Moonlight Shuriken and attach a Powerglass to the Radiant Greninja, and basically be one attachment away from having another Moonlight Shuriken the next turn. I might make a whole deck based around this concept, so I really encourage you to stay tuned for that, because I think this idea with the Powerglass is very overlooked, and Radiant Greninja is just such a strong attacker right now, and you can basically dismantle so many decks, and you can use in this deck that combo over and over and over again. We do have the Prime Catcher plus the Canceling Cologne combo here, so you can Canceling Cologne a Manaphy and use Radiant Greninja. The next turn, use Radiant Greninja again. We also have a couple of other supporter cards. Obviously, Irida is our first and foremost supporter. We got 2 Boss, 2 Iono, we got 1 Arven, so we can search out our Powerglass more easily off of a Lumineon, and we also have one of the new Colress's Tenacity cards, can get us the Academy at Night, plus a water energy to stack right on top of the deck. So Colress is a really clutch card in this deck. Just being able to directly search a stadium is very, very strong. As for our energy count, we're playing 10 water energy. We don't want to go too crazy, because we have a lot of ways to manipulate our energy, such as using Earthen Vessels and then stacking the water energies on top. So you don't want to be like Miraidon. You don't want to have a handful of energy. You actually want to have other cards that you can use as well. That's the general profile of the deck, and now I'm going to go over some matchups really quickly. Kyurem VMAX obviously is your main attacker, but you actually find yourself using Radiant Greninja quite a bit in matchups like Dragapult, Gardevoir, Charizard, all those guys that have the little basic, the little HP Pokemon, you can just Moonlight Shuriken over and over. That's kind of your goal, especially if they don't establish Manaphy, or if you're playing against something like Lost Box that doesn't actually play Manaphy sometimes, you can sit your Greninja in the active, and I guess this goes for Chien-Pao too, and just attach a Power Glass, and if they can't easily respond, you just get free Moonlight Shurikens every turn, and you should just literally win based off of that momentum gained. Now, one of the more tricky matchups for Kyurem can be Raging Bolt. Palkia VSTAR is a very efficient attacker in this matchup, and basically what you're going to want to do is make your opponent go through 7 prizes. So you can start by attacking with a Palkia, then attack with another Palkia, and then power up a Kyurem and play an Iono for a big late game damage output. That's kind of your goal here. If your opponent's unable to kind of piece together enough energy to KO a Kyurem, you can Turo it up, and then from there you'll be okay and ready to go. And it's pretty easy to kind of keep your energy flowing thanks to this brand new combo from Shrouded Fable. Again, I mentioned the Gardevoir matchup. The another matchup that's really interesting right now, which you're going to run into on the ladder, and this deck I can confidently say beats that matchup, is the Quad Iron Thorns matchup. Basically, to beat that matchup, you have the good old Canceling Cologne. Where are you, Canceling Cologne? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put a Palkia in play, and if they boss it up, that sucks, but your Kyurem is going to be needing, is going to take 3 hits. 3 hits from their Iron Thorns before it gets knocked out. So having your Kyurems in play is going to be really, really good. You basically want to make them go through 1 Palkia and 2 Kyurems. That's kind of your goal here. Don't want to bench anything else, but Canceling Cologne can get rid of the Iron Thorns ability, so you can use Glaciated World, you can use Star Portal, you can basically set up 2 massive Kyurems, and they won't be able to do anything about it, even with their Crushing Hammers, because Power Glass will keep filling your energy back onto the board. And I think that's kind of generally the matchup spread. Regidrago can be a little bit tough sometimes, but if you go first, you should just be able to destroy them with a quick and clean Max Frost. You can also use Lumineon's Aqua Return to set up a KO on something like a Squawkabilly, and then use Radiant Greninja later on. There's lots of things you can do in the Regidrago matchup, but I would advise the best thing to do, because a lot of decks are cutting Raging Bolt EX, is you start just swinging with Kyurems, and after your Kyurem gets hit, you go for a Professor Turo's scenario, pick it up, that way they lose an attack, and from there you can keep poking with Palkia, and kind of just whittle down their resources by forcing them to use Lost Impact on Giratina, forcing them to take multi-hit KOs, and really try to avoid benching Pokemon like Lumineon and like Fezandipiti. We do play the 1/1 Bibarel line in here as well, so you're not going to like have 0 draw power, so it's just important to kind of keep that in mind when you're actually going to face that matchup. I think I've kind of covered everything here, everything important. The only other important one I'd say is Miraidon right now, which is pretty easy. You set up 1 Kyurem VMAX and you just shred through their entire deck, because they're not hitting 330, and a Max Frost can easily take out 2 Pokemon EX. And then you can clean up with Palkia or whatever. Just make sure you don't get hands for 3 on your Lumineon and or your Palkia V. And that is just about it. I'm very, very excited to show off this deck today. So we're just going to hop right into the games, get some dubs with Kyurem VMAX. Just wanted to give a quick thank you to the lovely sponsors of the Hitmonchanting channel. If you need codes, you know where to go. Head over to ptcglstore.com and use code Hitmon to get 5% off your order. And be sure to check out Pokemon.gg, the best Pokemon card tracker and deck builder there is. Join Pokemon.gg by clicking the link below and use code Hitmon to get a free month of pro membership. Hitmonchanting playmats are finally here. Head on over to hitmonchanting.com to pick yours up today. Thank you to my sponsors for supporting the channel, and thanks to you for supporting me too. And now, let's get right back into the video. Our opponent is calling the coin flip. We're just waiting for him to flip that coin, but I'm hoping that we're gonna get to choose to go first, get a little bit of a good setup, and then just go and be really aggressive. Glaciated World all over the place and just get a lot of energy into play. They chose heads, and we're gonna flip that coin, and it's gonna be, drumroll please, heads. So, okay, so they get to choose. So, you know, you can't win them all, but we just have to wait and see what exactly they are going to be choosing to do, what they're going to be playing. They're going to go first, which can tip me off that they're going to be playing Regidrago, which in the Regidrago matchup, you want to go first. So not the best thing in the world, but at the very least in this hand, we're able to use Iono to get ourselves out of a semi-sticky situation. There's a Blood Moon start, so this could be Lost Box if I'm seeing a Blood Moon Ursaluna in the active spot. Gouging Fire, okay. This be crazy. This is kind of crazy. Gouging Fire should be a pretty easy matchup for us as long as we can get set up. They're kind of like Miraidon in that sense, where if they kind of just turbo through everything and they just take 2 prizes after 2 prizes after 2 prizes, there's almost no way we can win. But they got a crazy hand going here. They're going to Squawk ability. They're just going to go crazy and get a bunch of their Pokemon. Heavy Ball going to nab them that Mew EX, and they can bench down the Radzard, bench down the Mew. They're prepping for something here, and they're just going to pass. Okay, so that was a little insane-o. I won't lie. A little bit cuckoo bananas here. I can see this Palkia definitely getting knocked out. And I do think I want to play the Academy at night. Or, no, I don't even need to play it right now. I think a simple Iono is good. I don't want to attach. I'd rather attach to a Kyurem. But hopefully we get some Nest Balls and such here. We get Fez, which is like the worst card we could probably get in this scenario. So at this point, I'll just attach to the Palkia, and I'll have to... I can rule the region. Just get another Academy at night out of my hand, or out of the deck. I don't mind that. But this is the least ideal scenario, because if your opponent is aggressive like they are with Gouging Fire, and they get exactly what they need, then we're kind of screwed. There's the bundle, which the bundle is not great. You can bring up the Fez, and then if they have Prime Catcher, they can bring up Palkia and get rid of Ursaluna. So that I'm not a huge fan of. They're putting NTV down, which tells me they have the Forest Seal Stone in their hand. And keep in mind, they're going to need to get Attachment plus Basin or Sada, and then have the Prime Catcher, or they just go Boss, Attachment, Basin. They have the Basin, so I'm guessing they have their combo to get our Palkia out of the way in play. And that is a little bit scary. However, this Gouging Fire is going to need to switch to leave the active spot. Here comes that good old Arven for Prime Catcher. And yeah, this Gouging Fire will need to... Oh, no Prime Catcher? Okay. No Prime Catcher makes me happy. They must have prized it, or thought that they didn't prize it. Okay, we still have a chance in this game then. We still have a chance, because we can knock out this Gouging Fire pretty easily with Palkia VSTAR because of that good old water type weakness. But once again, oh, we have a Night Stretcher to draw cards like with Fez. Oh, we're chilling. We are so chilling. It's unbelievable the amount of chilling that we're doing. We'll Night Stretcher right away and get the Fezandipiti. And I think that we should guaranteed have it, but I want to draw with Flip the Script first, just to get more basic Pokemon, and my wish was granted, because I can drop the Kyurem, I can drop Palkia. Now, Irida will grab me Greninja and Vessel, just like I planned it, and I have a Nest Ball that I can spam as well. And the Nest Ball will grab me. I'm thinking another Kyurem is kind of the go-to here. Palkia, again, is good, but Kyurem is just better. They're still going to need to take... We're going to force them to play the 3 knockout game, I should say. So I'd rather just get the Kyurems down. The Bibarel can be good, but we have no immediate way to get it. And they're probably not going to target Greninja. So once again, I'm not the most concerned here. But I'll ditch... I think Academy at night isn't going to be like the most useful in this scenario, and we'll just go ahead and conceal cards. Hopefully we get like an Ultra Ball or something. Nest Ball ain't half bad either, because we can Nest Ball and grab, honestly, another Palkia V can get us the VSTAR, and then we can actually save Star Portal for later on. So that was a pretty solid grab, I will say. And we will just Subspace Swallow for 520 big damage counters, and then we're going to take 2 prize cards. And basically the goal here is you take another 2 prize knockout. Sure, I'm gonna throw a giant Kyurem VMAX at you, not discard any energies to do my damage. I'll flip the script, I'll draw more cards, and then you'll be out of luck. Out of luck. Keeping it PG, keeping it family friendly. They're dropping the Fezandipiti, which tells me that they're gonna go for a NTV boss play or a Prime Catcher if they pulled it off the prizes. There's the NTV, and basically from what I'm noticing here, it would be great if we could get our Prime Catcher and take out the Fezandipiti. That would be the clutch thing. But they're going for an E-switch here, which I can see them trying to go for a Mew genome hacking, potentially, which seems like that's what they're going to do. But why? What are you going to genome hacking that's so important here? Like, here's an Ultra Ball to get Cleffa. Do they have some sort of, like, Turo or... Oh, Mela. Okay, so they can do it. But I don't see why it's like Subspace Swell's a good option here. I guess it's just a better option than using NTV or using something else. But I'm like, that's fine with me. Oh, they play Choice Belt! Yo, they play Choice Belt? No way! That's crazy. The Choice Belt is insane, not gonna lie. Like, the Choice Belt is kind of cracked. Now we're just gonna throw the Kyurem VMAX up against them. We could throw the Palkia, but now the Kyurem VMAX is gonna be our GOAT play here. That's craziness. I would not have expected that, to be quite honest with you. We'll go for a concealed cards. Get a Vessel. Like, these are cards we don't actually want to see right now. I'll Vessel away the Cologne's not the most important here. Just get more energy. And I'd like to flip the script, hopefully hit a Kyurem VMAX. That's kind of my goal here. We didn't even get a Kyurem VMAX. Oh, this is pretty bad. Attach the Kyurem V. Powerglass. We need to hit a Kyurem VMAX off of this Iono. And then we need... Oh, this is terrible. But no, if we hit Palkia, we're chilling. Okay. Iono to them to 2. If we hit Palkia, we are hopefully fine. We did. Thankfully. We've barely hit the Palkia here. We have enough energy in the discard. But I do want to save Bibarel. So we'll do this. We'll get Palkia. Oh, this is so bad, though, because we also need Kyurem VMAX here. That's the issue. Now, if we get Palkia, right, we can Frost Smash them. That's not going to do us any good. Nah, the play is to get Kyurem. Let that Powerglass kind of simmer for a little bit. We'll Glaciated World. See if we just hit an energy, because that would be swag if we did. We hit Lost Vacuum. That doesn't matter. Ugh. Pass. That's really rough. We really... And we didn't even use an Ultra Ball, so I'm kind of surprised we didn't hit one there. But that's pretty bad. They can Genome Hacking Max Frost us for 120. They're not going to be able to do a whole lot there. And they can't flip the script here. Here's Pokegear, and if they just get Research, I'm going to cry. They got Carmine. Again, nothing super crazy here. We do have a Turo that we can Turo up this Kyurem and then evolve to the other Kyurem and kind of play a little bit of, like, pass on there. Oh, no, they just got the Prime Catcher. They got the Prime Catcher on the Fez, bro. Oh, man, they got Carmine. They literally need Attach plus E-Switch. They also Fleet-Footed. They got the Vessel. There's no shot they actually get it. That'll be so embarrassing if we lose with type advantage. There's a Fleet-Footed. Please don't be it. If it's it, I'm gonna cry. I'm like actually in suspense here. Okay, attaching to Radzard. Okay, so the very good thing about this is we should have another Iono in the deck, I believe. No, we didn't. We burned our Ionos. That's tough. That's tough. We can. That's 180. We'll have to see what we get here. I'm gonna attach the Fez and Bibarel. I have a couple ideas. We get Turo. Turo's a solid pick because it stops the Fez actually from getting KO'd. I like the Turo play. And then we just easily KO this Entei. And then basically there's nothing on the bench that can just get bossed Radzarded. I really like the Turo here. So what I'll do is I'll Ultra Ball away Nest Ball and Boss. Get another Kyurem. We also need to get Palkia though. That's the issue. We also need to get the Palkia. So, okay. At the end of the day, like, this is what we need to do. So we'll Turo, get rid of the Fez, and concealed cards, praying we get that Palkia VSTAR. We don't get the Palkia. That's a lot worse, actually. Because then they just go boss for game. They haven't even played one. So it might be better. We just do this. There is a world where we can get something useful. Because we can literally get rid of the... Oh, no, we can't actually do anything here. If we get rid of the Palkia, we're screwed off this glaciated world. I almost think it's not worth taking a knockout here. They used the Prime Catcher. They're down 2 switch cards. I'm okay going for Academy at Night. Putting this on top of the deck. A Glaciated World. Put it onto the Kyurem. And I'm actually good with passing here. We get the Powerglass, so that'll help us out. But I don't want them to just go boss Palkia win. I need them they gotta have something else here. Then again, their Radzard isn't even doing anything, but if we took a KO, it would be. So I'm actually kind of content with this. I'm hoping next turn we can get that Palkia play going. And then I'll be very confident. They have boss on Bibarel. Oh, they're aiming to stick Bibarel here. How many switches do we have? We have both the switches, so we should be fine still. Water energy is solid. Industrious first for 3 isn't great, but it is what it is. We get the switch, which is beautiful. The heavy ball, we'll take a peek at what's in the prizes. We did prize the Prime Catcher, so that's not great. But Irida can get us our Palkia VSTAR, so our plan can go into action here. This Mew, I'm definitely cooking that choice belt 100% here, because that's craziness. I actually can't believe that. So I'll go do this. I probably can no, I shouldn't even concealed cards here. I'll vacuum away. Again, that choice belt has to be gone, because that will end our life. It will end the life of Palkia here. You're welcome, I guess, for doing that. I think I'll just go ahead. Like an Academy at Night doesn't really matter. I'll switch into this Kyurem, so it can just accumulate more energy. And then I'll Academy at Night. Place that on top. We'll just Glaciated World it. Again, look at this. This kind of stuff doesn't really matter. And then I can Glaciated World one more time. I don't want to ditch our last boss, though, because boss will just win us the game next turn. So let's just max Frost here. Don't want to get rid of any energies. And basically, we're just going to keep enough energies on, thanks to the upcoming Powerglass, that we can just knock out anything they throw at us. We get Prime Catcher, we get Irida. We have game next turn. We'll see what they can get. Again, genome hacking isn't going to do anything. They have another choice belt, like choice belt plus boss on Palkia, but they also need a bench spot. That would be terrifying. If they play 2 choice belt, I would like sob. But they might not have it. They can flip the script and draw more cards. They should have every available card, and if they just try and stall Bibarel again, or go bring up Greninja and then Moonlight Shuriken some stuff, that would be pretty rough for us. But I actually don't see there being a world where they play another choice belt. That's crazy to me. Switching to Radzard, sure. No Defiance Band is going to help them. They can play Kyurem, but they can't play boss at the same time. And then we just Prime Catcher for game. So, yeah, Combustion Blast. That's the game, baby. We saved our V-Star power until the very end. And we're going to be able to just use that star portal. We're going to load up a Kyurem to the max here. Our Kyurem is cooking. We'll Prime Catcher up the Mew. And we're going to go for a nice Max Frost of 370 damage. No big deal. No big deal. Don't even stress about it. But we are going to take that dub against Gouging Fire. The game was a lot closer than I thought, but we are able to get there. We get to flip this coin. Obviously, I'm choosing that Tails never fails because it never does. That's wonderful. It's going to be heads. Our opponent's going to choose if they want to go first or second here. I'm hoping that they choose wisely and let us go first because they're really kind like that. Unless they're playing Raging Bolt, then they can go first. But okay, we're going to be going first. That tells me right off the bat they're playing Raging Bolt. They could be also playing Charizard. So we'll see. Double mulligan here. We'll see what's happening with them. Our hand is fine. They're going to be playing Dark Energies. Roaring Moon. Okay. Roaring Moon is crazy. I actually hope something's prized. So Heavy Ball doesn't do me insanely dirty. But there's a Squawkabilly. They're going to be going crazy. We get a Vessel. Start with a Heavy Ball. Prize Palkia. Thankfully, we prize Palkia, so we can actually use it. And now, I'll get rid of an energy here. Do this. They play the Judge, but if they're playing Judge, then I doubt they're going to be able to get a full attack. So I'm going to preemptively Lumineon in case they play Iron Bundle. The Lumineon will grab me. Irida is just a safe Pokemon, or a safe card to get here. And we have the Bibarel and the active, we will just pass. Now, worst case scenario, we can use Night Stretcher if they KO the Lumineon to get a different supporter, because Lumineon will be the easiest for them to KO. There's the Roaring Moon EX. They could also Prime Catcher and just immediately ruin my day, but you know what? I'm not worried. Or Pokemon Catcher and just immediately ruin my day. My day's ruined. 100% ruined. They're going to bring up that Palkia 100%. And now they need to just get Stadium, Sada, Attach, Dark Patch. But if that's all they can do, or if they can't do any of that, like they Squawk and Seize and don't get nothing, getting rid of the Dark Patch is good for us. Getting rid of 2 energies is not as good. There's a Pokestop, which I don't like. That's one more piece of the puzzle, but I'm hoping they just mill 3 Sadas. 2 Darks and a Night Stretcher. The Night Stretcher's not good either because they can get an energy back for an attachment. But they'll also need a way to, like, what's it called? Move the Squawkabilly from play. So, again, not the worst thing. Here's a Pokegear. No Sada, no Sada, no Sada, no Sada, no Sada. Let's go. Let's go. There's a Dark Energy. Are they motivating? Oh, they're not motivating. They're passing. Okay, we're in it. We're in it to win it still. We should be chilling this game. We'll go ahead and use Irida. Irida will get me Reform Palkia V, and I'm thinking just a Nest Ball for Radiant Greninja. So the thing here is if we get a full bench, we're going to be doing 100. We can knock out the Squawk, but that's going to take a little bit to actually achieve. So I still think this is the right call. We will start off with Pokestop. Let me tell you why. Didn't actually work. Dang. I was hoping that we could get ourselves a Pokemon and then Night Stretcher it back, but can't win them all. Concealed cards does actually get us there, which is awesome, because we have Palkia. We can bench this Kyurem. Yeah, that's 160 right now, so we actually didn't even need another one. We can still knock out our good pal Squawkabilly here. And Palkia is going to need to get knocked out by Frenzied Gouging, in which case we can just use another Palkia. So I think my goal here is going to be Ultra Ball away the Powerglass plus the Switch. I'll get rid of. Now I can grab a Bibarel from that, but I think I kind of want to get Palkia. How many energy do we have in the discards? We have 3, so we could Star Portal effectively this turn. We could Star Portal, so that might actually just be better. But I would like to get another Palkia down with this Industrious Incisors. That's kind of my game plan. We do get it, thankfully. Okay, Palkia is just busted in this matchup, so we'll get another Palkia. We can Night Stretcher this Origin Form Palkia back up after, so that's why I kind of played this hand the way that I did. Now we'll just Subspace Swell for 180 and take out this Squawkabilly. They played a really risky play using their Pokemon Catcher, but now we're going to get 2 prizes. One of them is going to be the Palkia VSTAR, one's a Lost Vacuum, which is really good. And my goal from here is you kind of just want to spam Palkia in this matchup and clean up with Kyurem. Radiant Greninja is also really strong. So yeah, the only reason you're really going to use Kyurem is if you're going to want to use Glaciated World to accelerate onto more Pokemon. Lumineon's also a solid option in this matchup because you can actually remove it from play. Take out a Roaring Moon that, for example, had to knock out a Palkia or a Kyurem with Frenzied Gouging. And through that, you're actually going to be chilling. Thankfully, they have to put a Fezandipiti in play, which is really easy targeting for us. Again, we don't want to really put the Kyurem in play, but we can still make them play the 7 prize game anyways, so it's not the end of the world here. Pokegear is going to come through and probably get them the Sada this time, and I can see them using the Night Stretcher to get a Roaring Moon back because I know they discarded it. That's kind of my telepathy over here. So we'll see that Night Stretcher come out, but they're gonna Sada just to the moon, which I find interesting. They might have a Pokemon catcher angle, but there's a Nest Ball, which Nest Ball could grab them a Radiant Greninja. But a Baby Roaring Moon is also fine. It can knock out Lumineon and such later on in the game. But yeah, right now, they got the Roaring Moon. There's a Pokemon catcher. They're going for a big flip. Tails, thankfully, because it never fails. I knew it wouldn't fail me. I knew it. And they will have to Frenzy Gouging to get rid of this Palkia. And at that point, the game is practically over. Here's the Frenzied Gouging on Palkia VSTAR. And yeah, I think what I want to do is I just want to use Lumineon to return KO this Roaring Moon so it doesn't get KO'd by Baby Roaring Moon later on. And then I'll force Greninja up. I could alternatively use Greninja right now and soften up that, but Greninja discarding the energy, it doesn't really matter. The Lumineon will preserve the energy in the deck. So I'm kind of rocking with that. But at the same time, it leaves us very vulnerable to getting attacked again. We're still winning the 2-2-2 prize race. So I think the motive is to just go ahead and swing with Palkia and then clean up with Kyurem. I think that's kind of just the play. We establish a massive Kyurem and just go from there. We can even establish 2 massive Kyurems. That also works. So we can Nest Ball here. Nest Ball can grab us. We could get Fezandipiti, but I do like the idea of a double Kyurem scenario. I am kind of happy with that. But it would be nice to Iono them here. Or do we have Prime Catcher around? We do have Prime Catcher. I'd like to Prime Catcher the Fez, honestly. Prime Catcher the Fez sounds really, really solid here. So I'll grab the Kyurem. And for sure, I'm going to... I think we'll start off with a Concealed Cards, just to see what we get. Canceling Cologne, Boss's Orders. Can boss up the Fez. That's also an option that we have. But let's go for a Pokestop here. Pokestop will grab us. Dang, that was a terrible Pokestop. High key. I think Irida going for, Lost Vacuum for sure. Get rid of the Pokestop. And yeah, maybe the play. We just take out the moon, I think, is kind of just the motive here. We can Irida. Irida can grab us the Kyurem VMAX. We'll also get the Prime Catcher here. Not that we need it necessarily, but just so we can have it. We'll Night Stretcher, get one of these water energies back. Attach to Palkia because that's where it's going, and we will Bibarel for 2 here. Don't need anything too crazy. The water energy plus Night Stretcher is solid to have, though. Right now, that's most of our energy is accounted for, which is why we need to be very, very careful and very selective. But we can just go 1, 2, and 3 here. And then we can literally just Subspace Swell. Now, the other advantage here is we're going to leave the Fez on board, so they can't just get rid of it and then stop us if we whiff a Kyurem attack. But we have Academy at night now. We have Colress that can help us search. I can see a Judge coming through and being a little disruptive here. But in all honesty, this seems pretty fine. I am not really concerned about this setting anymore. They're kind of though they've had a lot more draw power than us this game, we are just winning the prize race because of their crucial whiff on the first turn. We were just kind of chilling. I think they overextend, or they didn't overextend, they just kind of whiffed. There's their Greninja, which I think they should have got a long time ago, but we're going to conceal some more cards, draw some more cards, and I'm kind of just waiting at this point. They know we have everything we need, and the only thing that's going to happen here is they're going to need to get Moon, Double, Dark Patch, attach, switch, in order to KO this Palkia. Then I just attach it to Kyurem, and it's a big GG from there. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm a happy guy. I'm a happy camper. We have a lot of options to accelerate energies here. The Academy at night would be really good. It can actually get us over if they try and stall with the moon. It can get us over that hump right there because we have the Night Stretcher to get another energy back for us. So yeah, I could definitely just see them praying and swinging with the Baby Moon. Right now, Baby Moon is not doing a whole lot. It's doing 80, 90, 120. It's just doing 120. So not too much happening. Can do 130 if they play another Seda. And then if they discard more cards with like Ultra Balls, it could reach up to Lumineon numbers, which would keep them in the game effectively. The only thing that will keep them in the game is if they judge us right here. If they judge us, then there's nothing really that's going to be hard to deal with here. I think they're kind of just realizing that there's nothing much they can do. The only thing that they'll really be able to do is hit us with a moon. And then if they played, for example, if they played the Unfair Stamp, which is technically possible because we haven't seen their Prime Catcher, they technically could play Unfair Stamp. They could Unfair Stamp us, get rid of like our Bibarel with a Baby Moon. That would be tough, but then it's literally just an Attach plus an Irida that will get us there. So it's not the end of the world. There's a Dark Patch on that Roaring Moon. Again, they could have enough to Prime Catcher up the Lumineon and go from there. They just needed double Dark Patch, right? Like they can also play Judge or an Iono. They can play these cards, but they have this Dark Patch that will allow them to kind of just get their energies back into play. There's another Earthen Vessel that is all of them. That's going to move the Roaring Moon up to, but depending on what they discard, obviously, 100, and it's just going to be 130. So they can't knock out like Greninja or Bibarel, but that's about it. Could be an E-switch, like, no, there's no way it's an E-switch angle. There's no shot. Dark Energy on that Roaring Moon. Curious to see what they do. Again, because they have the Fez in play, there's really no worry for us. We literally we have game in hand. Unless they judge us, we have the game. So I'm kind of just like, oh dang, they did judge us. Okay. Again, though, 4 cards is a lot to work with. And we just get it anyway. Judge is a lie, people. I mean, our deck was thin enough, and we have so much draw power on board. The 1/1 Bibarel, I originally didn't have it in here. I was originally just a 4/4 Kyurem line, but I added in the 1/1 Bibarel. It's been a godsend, because you don't just get bricked out of games, you literally just go crazy with Kyurem. And even just having the Kyurem on board right now, having a big HP Pokemon that can accelerate to itself, they do play the Unfair Stamp! I'm not crazy! I've been seeing these decks play Unfair Stamp! We should, technically, still have the game, but I've been seeing it. I have been seeing it. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. There's Pokestop. See, like, bro, they cooked with this one, not gonna lie. They also get the Pokemon Catcher. Like, they could still be in this game. Because if the Pokemon Catcher hits heads, they can bring up the Kyurem V, and then Palkia is gonna be 20 damage short right now. So we just need to find one more Pokemon, which we would have based off of just a Night Stretcher. They do have the P.E.K.K.A run. Dude, this is a crazy swing turn from them. Wow, they can literally, if they have, I don't think they have another Dark Patch though. If they have E-Switch, they can P.E.K.K.A run up Roaring Moon, potentially catch your heads, get rid of the Kyurem. Kyurem V. Okay, no catcher heads, so they didn't get there. But that was a crazy turn. That was an insane turn from them. I gotta give them like respect, because that was insane. Wow. Right now, we're just looking to see what exactly is going on. That was crazy. That was insane. There's Subjugating Chains they're gonna bring up, I'm guessing, the Baby Moon. And it will just swing into Palkia. Yeah, doing 150. They're just hoping we don't have the Prime Catcher, but we do have the Prime Catcher. So all is well and all is right in the world. The Lost Vacuum. I think I'll just go... Do I even want to Pokestop? Like, I think I'll just Pokestop here. See what we get. And then... Because I need to find a way to retreat, so I need to get an energy. So we'll Pokestop first, see what we hit here. We just hit the Prime Catcher. Okay, so we do have it. Because we can Arven. Arven can grab us the Night Stretcher. We have enough energy in the discard pile. Yeah. So we get the Night Stretcher. Even Powerglass, sure. We'll get the Powerglass too. We can Night Stretcher and grab ourselves this water energy. Attach through a big Kyurem. We'll finish off the game with a bang. We'll bring up the Fez. Go into this Kyurem and we'll just Max Frost. Get rid of everything. We could have retreated and swung with Palkia too. But yeah, that's kind of just how this deck plays. I mean, if you can use those, what's it called? Use your Palkia. It's a really good, efficient backup attacker. Kyurem for the big guys, or for little guys that can't one-hit KO you, like Miraidon and, you know, even Regidrago, that kind of thing. Deck is just goated. Deck's just goated. That's all I have to say. So what did you think of my Kyurem VMAX deck? This deck is insanely fun to play and really strong, like oddly strong with this new Shrouded Fable set. Like, there's some funny stuff you can do that people won't expect with this deck. I mean, the only, I think, issue with this deck, which I'll be very open about, is the numbers that Kyurem VMAX hits. Max Frost, you discard 3 energy, and you're gonna hit 270. 4 energy could be manageable for one-hit KO, but that's 320. You're not even KOing Charizard at that number, so you could play something like a Vitality Band, realistically, because we are playing the Arven, we have a lot of draw power to find it. You could play Vitality Band in here in order to boost your damage up enough to KO that Charizard, because the one-hit KO on the Charizard is something that Kyurem VMAX can struggle with if it doesn't have 5 energy on it. 5 energy is a lot, because you need to like attach Glaciated World, Star Portal all to it, and then you're really relying on your Glaciated Worlds later down the line. So again, the deck I think has a little bit of room for improvement with the list. I'm very happy with mine so far. If I were to make a suggestion for a cut, it might be 1 Powerglass. The rest of the cards all seem very, very crucial in this list. You could also get rid of Arven, but at that point, why are you playing so many tools? I do think the 1 Powerglass for the 1 Vitality Band is really, really strong. Yeah, because it goes 120, 170, 220, 270, 320, and then you can make it 330 with that Vitality Band. So Vitality Band, really clutch. You can also use Vitality Band to just kind of help beef your numbers in general. I mean, it's not really relevant for Palkia. It could be relevant for Lumineon. You can like Aqua Return or Radiant Greninja. That could be relevant. But Vitality Band is probably just in there for the Zard matchup. Other than that, though, I want to say thank you all so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. What do you think of this? What's it called? What do you think of this deck? Would you like me to dislike? Would you keep? What would you change about it? Check out all my links in the description. PTCGL store, Pokemon.gg, and the Hitmonchanting store. I am selling my signature playmats, so please go pick one up. They are very high quality, very affordable. I worked really hard on them, and I just want to give you guys something that is just a really great playmat to use, because I love mine, and I wanted to share that love with you all. So once again, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, Hitmonchanting out.